everybody. Welcome to Marble Hill 225 Neighborhood and You. And this is a show where it's about the neighborhood, it's about you, it's about all the events that are being done in our neighborhood and the great and wonderful things that people in our neighborhood are doing. And again, though I say Marble Hill 225 Neighborhood and You, it's not just centrally located in the Marble Hill. I've extended it throughout Kingsbridge, Riverdale, the whole Bronx, because a lot of people in the Bronx are doing good and positive things. And we want to welcome everybody who's watching this throughout the Bronx to this show. So I thank you for tuning in the past, now, and also in the future. Well, not to waste any more time, today I have a wonderful guest with me. His name is Derek Doward, and he is the president and founder of the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. Welcome, Derek. How are you?
Thank you, Joyce. Thanks for having me.
Okay, and we're going to have this show here together today, and pretty much you'll hear me communicating with Derek, but he's going to talk about how he founded this company, a little bit about himself, a brief history about himself, and exactly what the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame is all about. So first question, Derek, just give us a little brief biography about yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. Of course, born and raised in the Bronx. Attended PS 18 High School. From there, junior high school, Clark. From there, I went on to Taft High School, where I was fortunate enough to be on the Bronx on the basketball team. There, I was able to receive an athletic scholarship to Bellarmine College, which is located in Louisville, Kentucky. I graduated in 1976, did a little teaching down there for a few years, got homesick, decided to move back to New York, and got into the construction field. And right now, I'm a retired member of Local 46.
Okay, wonderful. Woo, 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 woo. And thanks for, yes, Bronx strong. And coming back to the Bronx where it once was, is, and always will be strong. So now that you came back to the Bronx, how did the BBHOF, the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame, how did it come to be? Where did you get that vision and that inkling to get it started?
Well, you know what? My family moved to Patterson Projects in 1957.
Wow.
All right. Times were different back then.
Yes.
You know, it was very close community. I decided, anyway, I went to PS 18 Community Center after school. Back then, they had the after school programs, which was from 3 to 5. Then at night center, the night center would start from 7 to 10. And I couldn't wait to get in that night center because that's where all the older guys were at. You know, when we were coming up, we were in the programs, I think it was 12 and under from 3 to 5. Then after that, you go to night center. Now, we're talking about in the 1960s, which was a very turbulent time. I mean, drugs were very prevalent at the time. And basically, PS 18 was our safe haven. We was able to get away from the drugs and all the negative environments that we were presented with. You know, it was there that I met my role models and mentors. We're talking about Black educated men who went to college, and they were great role models for us. And they may be the person I am today because of them. We're talking about guys like Floyd Lane, Ray Felix, Miles George, Bill Hill, Vinnie Brewer, just to name a few. And, you know, these guys kept us on the straight and narrow.
Okay, good. So now, and I'm sure in all neighborhoods here in the Bronx, and not just you, a lot of young people, even myself, grew up in these neighborhoods, and we had role models, whether it was sports or other facets of our educational upbringing. And it's good that we had good, positive role models to get us to where we are today. And even when we leave neighborhoods and go to college, that little voice is still in the back of our head. And you said, it keeps us on a straight and narrow. So now that you formed the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame, I understand and realize you have members. You have a big list of members. I've seen it, and even on Facebook. Well, let's start with the core group of people that I guess your board and the people that are working with you hand in hand. How are they? How did you get them selected with you?
Okay, well, what I did was when we first started it out, I mean, we had to have some type of structure. So what I did was I reached out to 10 basketball people. We had to get, we would call the board of directors. We started out with the board of directors. I got 10 members, including myself. And we started forming an organization. And from there, I mean, doors had opened. There's so many people involved. What we're trying to do right now on our Facebook page, we're approaching 6,000 members.
Wow.
And remember, this organization has only been in existence for a year and a half.
Wow.
And we've had some very positive outcomes from what we're trying to do. There's so many things that we want to do, and we can't do this without the help of the community. So basically, it's a community project that we're trying to do. And there's so many things that we can do right within the community. And you know what? Basketball has saved so many of our lives.
Yes, it has.
I mean, my mentors taught me to use basketball as a tool to having a better life. So basketball has been great to us. I owe basketball to my life, and totally committed to acknowledging, especially Bronx ball players. We have a lot of legends in Bronx basketball, even guys that maybe might not be eligible for the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. But this organization is about, acknowledgement. So you don't have to be a Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame to be acknowledged on this group page.
All right, way to go. And I share that with you because basketball and also other sports like going in junior high school and high school and college, basketball is a discipline and it helps you to discipline yourselves. You have schedules, you have to keep your life together, you have to keep your grades together in school. And I remember that throughout junior high school, especially high school is where I really flourished and bloomed as a basketball player, basketball, track, softball. And if you didn't have your grades right, if you didn't have the right focus, they wouldn't let you play. They wouldn't allow you to play.
Exactly.
And if you didn't get your grades right, and when that report card came out, we had to show our report card to our coaches.
Exactly. Yes.
They'll bench you. And I was like, no, I want to play. I want to play. And that disciplined you to not just be good in school, but come home, do that homework, and get that done. So, it's a great mind discipline. Basketball in also other sports. So give me an example, like you'll be selecting players to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Exactly what the Hall of Fame is that will be set out in the future, if I'm asking right. What is the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame? What will it do?
Well, the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame is about acknowledging Bronx basketball play, and it's not only basketball players, it's people that have contributed to the game of basketball. We're talking about contributors, we're talking about refs, we're talking about community leaders, anybody that has affected basketball through whatever endeavor they might be it a coach, be it ref, or whatever it might be. But we're trying mainly right now to focus specifically on Bronx basketball.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. And you've had some outside events last year in the summertime. That's where I first met you, at one of the summer events in the park. When I was introduced to you by Tom Lockhart, and I went out there. You'll tell the events and what that was all about and how you organized that event.
Okay. Well, what we wanted to do was we wanted to try to get all the former, not only Bronx basketball players, just former basketball players, just to come together in some sort of type of reunion. So what we did was last year we went, we set up our organization to go over to Mullally's Park. That's on 161st Street there. And it was a great event. We had basketball games, we had girls, guys basketball games, we had old timers games. This year is going to be much better. I'm sure the tournament's going to be much better. We had a few hundred people come there, but it was a great experience. I met so many old former basketball players. So we're looking forward to this year. We're hoping that we can do it sometime in July. I'm waiting to get some information from the Parks Department to see if the date that I chose is available. if
Right.
it's available. So until I get some more information, I
Hmm.
don't want to put it out there. But it was a great event.
Understood.
And of course, we had the
Yeah.
awards in the last year, which was
Right.
huge. We had over 400 people come to our event. I mean, it was great, former
Yes. 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 Yes.
professional basketball players. I mean, and we're
Hmm.
really looking forward to this year. And I just want to let you know, you better get your tickets early this year because it's going to be a
Yes.
sellout again.
Okay. And just to piggyback off of what you said regarding the summer events, because I'm a person, I work there mostly during the winter and the fall, but when it comes to the summertime, I like to be outdoors. I like to see the youth. I like to see the atmosphere and the outside. And what Derek is speaking about, what they did, it wasn't just restricted, yes, to Bronx basketball players or just to basketball. If I remember, he had a van there for health facilities and for testing for males, and they had other happenings and other tables of companies sharing their knowledge and their wealth and their giveaways to communities. So it was also like an outreach event. Will that be joined again this year?
I'm glad you mentioned that, Joyce, because out of all the things that we have accomplished this year, for me personally, most satisfying was the fact when we had that prostate van, that portable van
Right.
that came out there and
Yes.
took exams of individuals. We possibly could have saved a life there.
Right.
So that
Right.
was huge. And I spoke with Rudy Combs. He was the person that got us to get this van, and he told me that they're going to be there next year also. So anybody that wants
Right.
free prostate exams,
Right.
welcome to come.
Right. And that's so huge because sometimes activities like that, when we invite and have positive um, situations like that to come out and test people. I know there's blood pressure screening, things of that nature. I've been to an event where they did dental screening. They had a dental mobile. A lot of times you can capture a lot more people who aren't able to go to the office. It could
Yes,
be because they're working or they don't have the access or the means to go to. We can still connect with a lot of people who do have that need to be tested. And
yes,
and I saw men walking away with their packages and there was paperwork in there for them to study and
yes.
insight and information for them. And that was
Mhm.
so great. That was a
It
unique.
was. I
I've
loved
never
it.
seen that before.
I loved it. I
Yeah, yeah,
loved
I
it.
love that. That was great. And the
Mhm.
basketball games and then the event for November because like I said, I got introduced to you and the organization in August, and when you were talking about the dinner event, I just didn't. I'm thinking a little dinner, but to really experience that, and people who are watching, the names and the people that came. I'm going to start out with this, and it just shows the connection that you have and the connectivity of the people that you outreach to come and help your organization, that they see a vision and a purpose behind it, that they're willing to come out. We had the announcer of Madison Square Garden there, Nate Archibald, Rod Strickland. I don't want to start naming names for missing names, Derek.
Rick
You and your
Sobers,
group.
yes.
I mean, that was extraordinary.
Yes, 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 it was. And we're looking forward because we have some great names that we don't know right now. We're in the process of choosing the class right now. As I speak right
Right.
now, we sent out 108 names to 20 different members of the selection committee.
Hmm.
They're going to give back 40 names to the board of directors,
Right.
and the board of directors will pick the class of 2022. And matter of fact, Joyce, you're one of the persons that on the selection committee. Have you been looking over your list?
Yes, I've been looking over your
All
list, and
right,
I like.
take your time now. Do your research. All right, because we want to get this right. We don't
eh,
want to just put. We want to put deserving individuals that should be
right,
into this class.
right,
And a lot. I just want to put it out there. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to be disappointed, but we only have 15 positions, so there's always next year and the years to come.
right,
So it's a difficult process to pick 15 people out of 108 names.
right. It is.
So just be patient with us, and eventually we'll get deserving people up in there.
Well, that's good that you expressed it that way, because true, when you sent me that email and a list of name, and it wasn't just directed to me, it was directed for the other members, board members, and you said, do your research, because
Yes.
there's names there that I'm not familiar with. So yes,
Thank
I
you.
do have to do research and see what this person is about, what they contributed in their life, in the organizations and schools that they were associated with. So yes, I am doing my research on that.
Nice.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Basketball strong. Yes, yes, yes.
Nice.
And to connect with that, the basketball Bronx, the Basketball Hall of Fame, you're really looking for in the future to get a place. So the groundwork for that, and I just want it to be known to the outside, to the viewers that are watching, the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame is a non-for-profit organization. So when you make your donations, you're not putting it into my pocket, Derek's pocket, the other members' pocket. It's going into the organization and to fulfill the mission and vision of what this organization is about. It is a non-for-profit 501c3 organization. So as we receive donations, you can get a tax exempt letter if you want to show your contribution on your tax returns, and if you just want it for your knowledge and verification. So your donations will be received tremendously, because it's going towards the community and what we can give towards the community. Am I right, Derek?
Yes, you're right. Correct. And thank you, Joyce, for helping getting us our 501c3. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And for those others out there, if you need help in obtaining non-for-profit status, that is part of my what do I say? My occupation, besides accounting, income, and taxes, is helping non-for-profit organizations to reach their status, their 501c3 status, their state church charter, their certificate of incorporation. You can see my name and email. Email me, give me a call, and I can be an anchor to help you get that status. But where I was going with this, Derek, is that you want to get an actual physical location.
Yes.
Where we can do this, because there's somebody out there that is able to give or help in that area. What is it you're actually looking for in terms of a physical building?
Well, we're looking for a place that we'll be able to store maybe memorabilia, pictures, history of all the members that are going to be in the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. We have some other things that we're working on that I think will be advantageous to what we're trying to do. But right now, I would rather not speak on it right now. But right. I mean, there's so many things. There's a lot of people out there that can possibly help us obtain this and get in this place. So that is our ultimate goal, to be able to get a place where we can house the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame, where you could come and read about and see about the rich history of Bronx basketball, because there's so many talented individuals that has come out of the Bronx, and not only in basketball. We talk about the entertainment, politically, and everything else. So we're going to try to address everything pertaining to the Bronx. But right now we're starting out on basketball, because this is where we have our connections, and hopefully things are going to work out for us. I'm really excited about some of the things that we're working on. That we're talking about trying to do some things for the kids, and have some basketball tournaments. I'm really strong on women's basketball. I think a lot of times women don't get their just due. And so we're trying to push that also. So there's a lot of things that we're trying to work on. And one of the main things where we're really trying to address is the gun violence, the violence that our youth are going through right now. We're trying to come up with something like maybe shoot jumpers, not guns, because that's very important. The Bronx is in trouble right now.
Yes,
and what saved us, our generation, like I said, was our mentors, our role models, and guys that what this started out was because of these guys that was there for me, that showed me that there's a better life out there for you.
Right. Because, especially now, and even before now that summertime approaches, not all children are able to go to a day camp or a sports camp, but there's a lot of things that can be done and looked for in local neighborhoods and communities. So, we want to like really start opening up more awareness to our youth and our communities in that regard. And hopefully, I see that this could be kind of an outlet or for some of our youth through the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. Who knows? Have, like you already expressed, have a little summer camp, or
Yes.
a little
Yes.
training camp, and
Yes.
so it could be like a week, a few days, or 2 weeks, something like that. But it gives children something to look forward to in the neighborhoods,
Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes,
and
it
not
does.
only children but adults.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Of course. Heck yeah. You kidding?
Adults look forward to this too. I know we can't go through all the names, but enjoying that scene at the dinner it was back in November, and it was at a nice, lovely place, Villa Verone out in Throgs Neck, and to see the togetherness and the warm, fuzzy feeling that the people had when they came out there. And they were so happy and excited to see one another because they knew one another. So it's like they grew up with one another here. And like you said, not just in the Bronx, but in these cities. And they knew one another, and the comradeship there. It was so nice. I know for the next year, it's going to be even better. I mean, I saw some, and I don't want to say old timers, but they were in age, and even one guy was applauding himself for being in his 80s and still
God
able
bless.
to walk around. You know his name, you know what he said. They were happy. They
Yes.
enjoyed it. The music was good. The food was good. In between that, the award ceremony, people came up and spoke. It was really, 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 it was an experience that I've never had before, and one I'm looking forward to this year. You said you were giving another one this year.
Yeah, we'll be having it. It'll be November 2nd. It'll
Okay.
be November 2nd. And you know what? I mean, just looking at that event, man, the basketball brotherhood and sisterhood is strong. I
Yes, it
mean,
is.
I mean, we have a connection through basketball that leads into so many different areas. Not only
Yes.
in basketball, we're talking about politics. We're talking about all facets of
Right.
life. So, really looking forward to it, and can't wait for this to happen. Can't wait for this to happen.
Okay, so now and connecting because my organization and this show broadcast Marble Hill 225 Neighborhood and You. We started back in 2008 and 9. I don't want to get the wrong year. And Tom Lockhart was a good anchor of that. And to share what the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame is doing also, I see it extending globally because we reached out to people that grew up in that neighborhood, but yet through Facebook, through emails, it expanded throughout the 50 states. People that grew up in the same neighborhood moved over here, moved over there. But when it was time to come back on certain days and certain events, people were there. And if they couldn't come out, they sent an email, they sent an extension of themselves. So I see the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame extending themselves just as broad in that regard also as well. So you mentioned that you're on Facebook. Is there any other means that people can reach out to you
Well,
and
there's
the
Twitter,
organization?
there's Twitter, and there's Instagram. We're on that also. I mean, and as you stated, we are global. We're in, I think it might be 8 or 9 different countries around the world.
Mm-hmm.
With me sending out those T-shirts, I was sending T-shirts out
Oh,
to
wow.
Israel, to
Oh, okay.
all over.
Mm-hmm,
And matter of
mm-hmm.
fact, speaking of T-shirts, we will be presenting our new T-shirts this year as fundraising for us to try to get some capital together. So they will be
Right.
coming out within. I'm working on them right now. They should be coming out within the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like I said, as you said, Joyce, is all nonprofit. All is tax write-offs. It's just a means of us trying to obtain some funds to do some of the things that we want to do.
Right. And that's very important because we need that money up front to rent the halls, the space, to pay the vendors. And it all goes back into what we're doing. Even the events in the summertime, You have to pay the referees. I was going to say umpires, the referees. Sports is sports. You have referees, umpires, So this is where all the money goes to. And just to let people know, it takes a lot to build an organization and also to make sure it's fruitful in
Yes.
what it sets out to do.
Yes.
And so far, Derek, in your last year and a half, the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame has been fruitful. Definitely your tree is growing, and it will grow. And the people that are around you are very helpful. They were very nice from from those that I met. They all had this vision and zeal to make this go and be successful. Anything you want to say?
Yes, I want to say something about you, Joyce. I want to thank you for your help, what you have given us so far. For those who don't realize, Joyce is our financial advisor, our treasurer, and she's a member of our selection committee. Very important role which she has, and I want to thank you for giving us this platform to tell with the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. Thank you, Joyce. I really appreciate you.
Sure, you're most welcome. And my heart does glad because that's what the focus of the show is about, neighborhood and you. And it's what the positive things that are being done in the neighborhood. Because so many times you turn on the news, the newspaper, and people are talking about the negative. You see the shootings, you see this, but we don't see and hear enough of the positive things that people have done, the positive people that have grown up and went out, came back, or stayed here, and what they're still doing in our community and how they affect our lives, you and I. So thank you, Derek, for your vision of dream for getting this started. Go ahead.
One other thing, I want to thank the basketball community, all the people out there who have supported us, who have given their donations. I mean, some large donations. We really appreciate everything that you've given us because our event last year definitely could not have been possible without the help of not only the Bronx community, I'm going to say the basketball community. So I want to thank each and every one of you who have got one of our memberships, bought our T-shirts, and just supported us in general, came out to the events. Thank you. Thank you. We really appreciate it. And this does not work without your help.
All right. And I say thank you, Derek, for being on our show, representing you and the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. And also, like he expressed, the supporters on the board, the community, and all of those who helped and supported and donated worldwide. We definitely thank you for making this happen and seeing the vision and working it and enjoying it for what it is. Okay. So to all the viewers out there, I thank you for joining in to Marble Hill 225 Neighborhood and You, where it's about you. It's about the neighborhood. It's about the positivity of what we do in our lives and how we contribute, because there's generations coming up behind us watching and seeing what we do. Amen. Amen. Well, hey, God bless you all. Have a blessed day. And remember, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce.
You're welcome. Thank you, Derek.
Bye-bye.
How has basketball impacted your life?
Well, for me, I became a high school coach for women's for over 34 years, and I coach college now to the present. I coach Hostos Community College, which we're the first CUNY school that won national titles from the Bronx.